This Friday, the UK will decide whether to legalise the assisted suicide of individuals. Here's 10 reasons why it's a terrible idea. 1. Because killing is wrong. 2. Because suicide is wrong. In fact, this bill will ride in the face of suicide prevention charities and initiatives. 3. Because it won't end suffering if people end up in hell as a result of it. 4. Because it will be a slippery slope. In fact, the safeguards built into this bill are about as strong as licorice seatbelts. They're easy to get around using secondary legislation. 5thly, it is not a painless death. Taking a cocktail of barbiturates leads to vomiting, spasms, and can take sometimes hours, if not days, before you eventually die. One scientific study found that it was actually traumatic for people who watched it happen, let alone those who were undergoing it. 6thly, because it's funded by dodgy globalist organisations who actually want to depopulate the earth. If you weren't against this bill, you should be now. 7thly, it goes against the amazing hospice movement set up by the likes of Cecily Saunders and others. Point 8. If you know anything about human nature, you'll know that individuals will always exploit the law to their own sinful advantage, which means that people like Gran will be pressured to commit suicide with this legislation so that their children and grandchildren can get hold of their inheritance. 9thly, speaking from personal experience, having lost the use of my legs in a rock climbing accident, I can tell you that control doesn't equal happiness, that there is a happiness that is greater that can come when you renounce control. 10thly, death is cheap and it separates individuals. It's the same for sin and it's the same for physical death. Just like abortion, it just takes one doctor and one anaesthetist to kill that baby and leave that woman broken for the rest of their life. If you go to a neonatal unit, you'll see the opposite. 10, maybe 15 staff members working on a single baby, teaming up, working together in order to preserve life. Death separates, death destroys. Life leads to teamwork, collaboration, and ultimately self-sacrifice and love.